All right, ladies, so if you hear the term work from home mom and you roll your eyes, I want you to stick around and watch this video because today I'm going to change your mind. Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode. Thank you so much for joining me here. I am Jaylene from thenewhousewife.com, and on this channel we talk all about how career-minded moms can quit their 9-to-5 and become self-employed. So if that sounds interesting to you, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will meet you back here each week with a new video. So how many times have you Googled the term work at home mom? Or make money online from home, or something along those lines? I know I did. And what I came up with was a whole bunch of junk, stuff that's not gonna help me have a career from home. It's gonna help me make a few bucks here and there, and that's fantastic if all you need is some spending money. But if you wanna fully quit your 9-to-5 and have a career from home, you need something more substantial. And that's what we're talking about in today's video. I want to give you a whole list of jobs that you can do, careers that you can do from home that actually will pay you a full-time income. These are careers that will give you at least $100 a day, if not more, depending on how much work you're really willing to put into it. Some of the things on this list I have actually done. Some of them my husband has done. He also works from home. Some of them I know people who have done. These are things that I have experience with. I didn't just put together a list of kind of arbitrary things that I found on the internet where, you know, it's theoretically going to work. These are things that I have personal experience with, either firsthand or secondhand. And I really believe that you can make a career out of them because I've seen it happen. So with all of that being said, we're just going to jump right into the list. It's a pretty big list of things, and so hopefully you'll find something on this list that speaks to you, that you feel confident you could turn into a career from home. So the first job on the list is a bookkeeper. Now, this is something that you would do for another business. You would keep track of their accounts payable, accounts receivable, any of their finances or anything like that. There are some programs that you can go through to become certified, and sometimes with something in the finance realm like bookkeeping, being certified can help just because it kind of gives you an extra level of integrity or of trust. Not every business owner wants to hand their finances over to just somebody they met on the internet. Or if you're coming to this career with a long history in corporate of being, you know, an accounts payable or accounts receivable or somebody, a manager of finance or something along those lines, that's really going to help you also. You don't necessarily need a certification, but like I said, it's just kind of helps to up level your integrity or your trust factor. And basically what you would do is you would reach out to online business owners or whoever your niche is, whoever your target audience is, and you would let them know, this is who I am, these are my credentials. In other words, why you should trust me to be your bookkeeper. And this is when I'm available and how much I charge, etc. And you would just kind of build those relationships through online communities, or even if you wanted to reach out to local businesses and be kind of a local bookkeeper, but virtually from your home office, that would also work. I think that a lot of business owners would probably appreciate having a local bookkeeper that they could reach out to and have a meeting with maybe once a month or something along those lines. And you can always do those meetings via Zoom, virtually, even though you're local, so that you don't have to build into your day face-to-face meetings. The next job on the list is a transcriber. Now, this is something that I did when I first quit my job and started working from home. And I didn't do it as my full-time career, but I could have, because I have experience as a transcriber from my previous life in corporate, I worked in health systems for years and years, and I did do some transcription work for some psychiatrists who I knew through doctors that I worked for. So they needed someone to transcribe their progress notes, and they were referred to me from the doctors that I worked for. It was never something that I really built into a career, but I certainly could have with that networking kind of already set into place. What I did when I first quit working in corporate was I worked for rev.com, rev.com, and basically I just would log into the Rev platform and pick a job, do the job, and then they'd send me the money via PayPal. And because it was so easy to find these assignments inside of their portal, it didn't pay a whole lot. But it was something that I kind of went back to having that history of it in the past. And so you could certainly start with Rev, and then from there, kind of tell prospective clients, I've been doing transcription virtually for however long. Basically what you need is to be able to type fast. I mean, essentially that's what it is. You're listening to audio and you're typing it. Depending on the customer, they may want timestamps, or they may want, speaker titles. So for instance, speaker 1, speaker 2, or man 1, girl 3, or, just so that they can read the transcription and kind of follow along with how the conversation went. This is really popular with, like I said, doctors, which is who I did it for, or attorneys who, sometimes need transcription of meetings with clients, or, something along those lines. So you would just kind of reach out, either start with rev.com, and, you could even do that alongside of your corporate job and start to kind of build up that portfolio. Or if you have experience in your corporate job, if you've been, a secretary or an administrative assistant or something over the years, and you type really fast, maybe you reach out to, local doctor's offices, or attorneys, or realtors, or anybody who might need a transcription of a meeting or some kind of conversation that they've had, and just, let them know, I'm available. This is how much I charge, and here's my website. And you just do like a one-page website or something with your services and your packages, or how much you charge per minute or per word. So transcription is something that kind of can evolve if you have some networking already in place, like I did. You certainly can leverage that into a transcription career, or you can start out with something like rev.com, where you're going to make a little bit less or quite a bit less, but you're getting that experience. Next on the list is virtual assistant, which is what I do. I call myself a virtual assistant. My job duties, etc., are very kind of broad, even into like online business manager / integrators, project manager, somewhere in those fields. But my title and the way that I market myself is as a virtual assistant. And this comes with years of being an executive assistant, and I just kind of, once I learned what a virtual assistant was and that there was even a need for one, I just kind of parlayed those skills over into the online world. And so I started supporting doctors that were doing telemedicine, and they needed somebody to be able to run their offices. Well, I know how to do that because I did that in my corporate life. So I would just reach out to different doctors that I saw online, that I respected, that I liked the ailments that they treated or something along those lines. And I built up a clientele of practitioners, and most of them were functional medicine doctors who helped women with hormone imbalances. And so basically I just branded myself as the telemedicine virtual assistant who can help you with your, female-based practice, because I have this, history of working in medicine. And that's really how I started. And then eventually I got to a point where I didn't like working with patients anymore, and I wanted to switch over to online business owners. And so I just started, kind of reaching out to different online business owners in Facebook groups and people whose email list I was on. I would get emails that said, hey, we're hiring, and I would reach out. And so then I just kind of transitioned over that way. And so that's my career now, is as a professional virtual assistant. I work for female online business owners, and I adore what I do. I absolutely love it. So it's really, and it's so versatile because, the more software that I learn how to be familiar with or be an expert at using, the more that I can charge, the more that I can really niche myself and brand myself as, your expert. If you're a female online business owner and you need an expert in ClickFunnels or something along those lines, I'm your gal, so I can really kind of narrow it down that way. And so it makes it really versatile and a really great career from home. Next on the list is social media manager. And this is something that I started doing when I started doing a lot of stuff when I first quit my corporate job. And I really loved it. I actually hooked up with a marketing company in town who didn't do any social media. And I told them, hey, if you want to outsource your social media to me, we'll work out a deal, where you get a cut. You can still offer social media management as a service to your clients, but just outsource it to me. And so it worked out fantastic because they brought the clients to me. And when I first quit my job, I didn't really know how to find clients or how to onboard them or anything like that. So it was really fantastic because they would just, send me an email and say, hey, so-and-so needs, their Facebook page managed or whatever. And I would put together a little monthly package for the client and send it over to the marketing agency. And we just ran things that way. And it was really awesome. Eventually I got to a point where I realized that I didn't love social media and I didn't want to be doing it anymore. And so I moved on to bigger and better things. But that was just for me personally. It just wasn't a fit for me. Some people absolutely love social media management. And I will tell you that after 6 years of being in online business, studying digital marketing, being in Facebook groups with people and everything else, social media management is probably like one of the number one pain points for online business owners. And even for brick and mortar business owners. Although I don't know as many of them. But for online business owners for sure, because number one, in the beginning, when you're first starting your business and you're really starting to get some traction, social media can be really overwhelming because you've got so much contact coming at you. You've got so many people reaching out to you because they're so excited about what you're doing, which is fantastic, but it's really nice to be able to reach out to somebody for help and just be like, I need you to take over my Instagram account or my Facebook or my Pinterest or whatever it is. And number two, for online business owners who are like super, established and their business is really big, social media is not where they want to be spending their time. They want to be spending their time creating content and really helping their audience, by making content, speaking at events and that kind of thing. They'll do a social media posts here and there based on, whatever they're doing in their day, more like live kind of stuff, but they don't want to be, managing the day-to-day kind of metrics and analyzing the data and all that kind of stuff. So if you like social media, then social media management is a very highly sought after role in online businesses, no matter what size they are. Next, we have Freelance Writer, and I have done this job also. I started at a copy factory kind of deal where I started a little profile on their website. And I would log in and pick a project and do the project, and then they'd pay, send me every 2 weeks or something, they'd send me my PayPal paycheck. These were projects that were making me probably $100 a month or something along those lines. It was really, really minimal, but it did kind of get me in, my foot in the door with online writing and helped me decide if that was something that I wanted to be doing. The next thing that I did was the marketing company that I had been doing social media management for. They let me know that they were looking for a freelance writer for web copy and brochure copy and that kind of thing. And they said, do you know anybody? And I said, well, actually, that's something that I have been interested in getting into, and I've been writing for, XYZ Copy Factory for the last few months. And so I just kind of switched what I was doing. And they found someone else to do their social media, and I switched over to freelance writing, and it was awesome. And then I reached out to a couple of other marketing agencies and let them know, hey, I write for so and so, and I've been writing for this and that, and here's my website. And then I picked up a couple more clients, and pretty soon, I had this awesome little career of freelance writing that was making me probably $1,000 more per month than I made working in corporate. So it was like, this is awesome, and at the time I was pregnant and had a toddler at home, and then our daughter was in school. So what was so awesome about freelance writing was that I basically just had a project and a deadline, and everything else was up to me as far as when I wrote, how much I wrote, when I sat down to do it, etc., etc. As long as I had the project done by the deadline, everything else was up to me. And so it was awesome for just being, really kind of flexible with my schedule and with the kids. And if I needed to lay down and take a nap because I had a toddler and was pregnant, that was totally fine. I never felt like I was kind of tied to my phone or to my computer. So freelance writing was really, really an awesome career that I had for probably about 18 months to 2 years. And it was really, really awesome. I just got to a point where I didn't feel like my writing skills were to the level that I would want them to be for the kind of clients that I wanted to be going after. And so I realized that, I had some other skills that I could kind of leverage into a bigger and better career for myself personally. But if you like writing, if your writing skills are top notch, if you enjoy writing, especially marketing copy, then there's definitely a place for you, a career for you in freelance writing. So next we have graphic designer. This is something that my husband does, and also the teams that I work on as a virtual assistant, they all have a graphic designer on the team. And this is, the graphic designers that are on the team, and my husband as well, they work part-time. So this is not something that, you would go and get a full-time job as a graphic designer. You would have, a few clients that you do graphic design for. When you're working in online business and you're working for online business owners, they have a regular content schedule. So whether they're making YouTube videos or blog posts or what have you, they have a regular content schedule, and each piece of content needs graphics, whether it's a thumbnail or it's social media images, or it's maybe an infographic inside of the blog post or something along those lines. So even though you'll have, a couple of different clients, say 4 or 5 different clients, you've got consistent work that they need you for. And then on top of that, there's going to be project work depending on what they are doing. If they are going to a speaking event or something, they may need you to do some graphics for that. It's basically just, you're not necessarily on call, but your workload is going to kind of ebb and flow, which can be really nice because you can have really busy days, and then some days where you just have to do 2 or 3 things, and it's, super low key and mellow. And the awesome part about it is you can have something like Adobe Creative Cloud, where you access all of your, design software in the cloud. And so you don't have to, lug around this huge, desktop iMac or whatever. You can have a laptop and, still do design, so you can do your work from, anywhere. So it's also a very versatile job, and it's a great paying career because so many people need graphic designers for their online businesses. And finally, we have web designer, which is also something that my husband does. This is something that he's actually learned more and more how to do over the years. He started as a graphic designer and then got into web design. And with things like WordPress and the themes that they have and the plugins and all of this kind of stuff, it's actually, you can learn to be a web designer even if you've never, designed a website before. If you've never designed a website before and you're learning how, give yourself a year or so before you kind of decide that, you're going to quit your 9-to-5 and start this career. Just really get familiar with all of the ways that different themes work and different parts of the theme and the builders and all of that kind of stuff. But you can learn those kinds of things online. There are plenty of YouTube videos and courses that you can take online to learn how to build websites. And, from there, really all you need to do is figure out who your niche is. Who is your target audience for your design? Do you work only with, say, female spirit leaders, if that's a thing, I don't know. Or do you work only with men in finance? Or, you just want to narrow down your audience of who you would want to work with. And from there, you're making websites that are structurally, they're going to be similar or the same. It's just the design and the branding is going to be a little different based on who the person is or who the business is. But once you find your audience, you can figure out from there what is the infrastructure of that niche's website. What elements of that niche's website need to be included. And so from there, you start to get familiar with how to put together a website for a realtor or for a finance manager or for, a spirit leader or what have you. You'll start to get familiar with kind of the structure of their websites, and then you just brand them each individually from there. And that is my list of careers that you can do from home that will pay you at least $100 a day, if not more. So we went over a lot in this video, and I will drop links in the description for more information about each of these. And basically what I would love for you to do is just let me know in the comments which one of these kind of struck you as something that you could do as a career from home. There's a lot of different things that you can do with each one of these. But just kind of generally, did any one of them really speak to you and make you feel like that's a career that I could do? I think I could do that. Because that's really what I want to do with this video, is to inspire you to feel like a career from home is possible for you. So I hope I did that today. And if you have any questions, please, as always, send me an email to jaylene@thenewhousewife.com. And also, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel if the content of this video helped you in any way, or if you're interested in quitting your 9-to-5 and becoming self-employed. Subscribe to the channel. I will meet you back here with another video each week. And thank you so much again for being here with me and for watching, and I will see you on the interwebs.